Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Termpong Intakeo. Currently, I'm working at Kumung District Livestock Office, and today I'm going to present about my proposal in the title Epidemiology of Rabies in Dogs at the sub-district level in Buriram Province during January to December 2023. Here are the summaries of the topics that I'm going to give in details for you for each topic. So I'm going to start with the introduction and followed by objectives, the methodologies, the timeline that I'm worked over for a couple months, and my expected outcome, some possible constraints and limitation, and end up with references. Let's start with the introduction. Oops, sorry. Okay, so rabies is one of the most crucial diseases worldwide, as everyone knows, and it's affecting various aspects of public health. And this disease is not only affected to the dogs, but also spread to the humans through saliva, typically transmitted via bites, scratches, or direct contact with the mucous membrane. For example, via eyes, mouth, or open wounds. And once clinical symptoms appear, rabies is virtually 100% die. According to Buriram Provincial Livestock Office disease statistic, rabies cases have been reported consecutively from 2018 to 2024. And there were 7 out of 23 districts, which was about 30% of that, and 14 out of 143 sub-districts to experience this rabies occurrence. And according to the information of the Department of Disease Control of Thailand, during the rabies outbreak in Buriram Province from 1st October 2022 to 11th October 2023, there were no human cases of infection. However, 47 people were exposed to rabies-positive animals. And both for the Buriram Provincial Livestock Office and another local administrative organization, which are provincial administrative organization, municipality, and sub-district administrative organization, play important roles in controlling the dog's population through neutering and implementing rabies vaccination to decrease rabies infection in Buriram Province. And here are my objectives. The first one, I would love to see the pattern or the trend of the epidemiology of rabies in dogs at sub-district level in my current workplace during this year for January to December 2023. And another one, I want to know the related factor that caused an outbreak in Buriram, of rabies in Buriram, in order to control this disease. And this is the methodology. For the data sources, there are 2 main data sources that I could be collecting, the online and the offline. For the online, I will go to the website thairabies.net and Rabies 1 data from Kasetsart University. And for the offline, I directly going to the office to see the statistic of all the document or the paper-based data from Buriram Provincial Livestock Office, and the rest of that are local administrative organization. As I mentioned before, there might be provincial level, sub-district level, or the municipality that I could be collecting the data on. And here, this is the 10 social factors.
Slide into still the introduction.
Sorry. Should I continue?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for that. Okay. And there are 10 social factors that I could think of. The first one for the number of the population for each sub-district, and the next one the household number, and the number of schools, the number of hospital, is there any temple in each sub-district, the market, the number of the dogs in each sub-district, and the history of rabies, that is there any rabies happen or an outbreak in that area before, and the vaccination history on each sub-district. Like I'm going to use the backward, the retrospective data to see the trend and to see the history of the vaccination. And the last one would be the border area. Is there any like a sub-district area or close to the border country? As everyone's know, maybe everyone's know that like Buriram close to Cambodia, so there might be some district and some sub-district that close to Cambodia. So I'm going to see this social factor, to see the association between the social factor and the rabies cases. And this is a map of Buriram province. And you can see that the black color right here, the bold black color, is divided from one province to 23 districts, and there are 143 sub-districts, which is my unit of interest. And for my study design, I'm going to study in ecological study, not the individual one, by using the retrospective data of dog rabies cases and social factors for 10 social factors, as I mentioned in the last slide. For the descriptive analysis, to describe the data, I will use the RStudio program or the Microsoft Excel to describe it. To visualize the data, I will use QGIS desktop to visualize it into bar graph, pie chart, or map. And for analytic analysis, I will use cross-sectional regression, logistic regression in RStudio program to see the statistical differences between association and the rabies cases. And here is the timeline. During June, the month of June, I will develop the proposal and do the visualization. And during these 2 months, during July and August, I will compile all the data and all the documents. And after I got all the documents and data, I will do analyze it. And I will do write and submit the report by the end of September. And hopefully I can do the draft manuscript and present it in the right time in October. And this is the expected outcome of my study. So I expect to see the trend or the pattern of the epidemiology rabies in dogs in my current workplace in sub-district unit during 1 year. And I would love to see the relative factor for the 10 social factors as I mentioned for you before, and to see the association among them and during this year, and hopefully that I can eliminate this zoonotic disease as much as I can. And there might be some possible constraints and limitation. Here it is. The first one, I think some data, some raw data that I got from like a document from the statistic, like from the office, I think need time to manipulate it, both online and database. And some data from online database is not complete, and some social factor might be not up to date. And these are my references, both from online and database. Thank you for your attention, and please feel free to ask me anything. Thank you.
Any comment?
Thank you for your good presentation. And I have one question. Is there other social factor that you could think of?
Other maybe this. These like well there might be some social factors that I could think of. Maybe for the landfill, the first social factor that I could think of is a landfill, like the garbage area, the waste area in each city, and the second one would be the park, and the third one I'd probably say the urban street, like every time when I go to the street, because I love cycling and walking a lot, so every time when I do cycling in the city, I will see a lot of stray dogs in the urban street, which is that is a social factor that I could think of, but I didn't put it on my work because I don't have the certain amount of data to. It's not good enough to analyze it. Yeah. Right. Thank you. ขอบคุณครับ
I would like to know your reason that why you select on the ecological study instead of the individual study.
Okay. So for this question, I was asked in Pattaya before. Like some people ask me about why I do work in ecological study instead of individual one. I would say there are two main reasons why I work on ecological study. Because the first one, I would say that I work in I work in district level. So smaller than that is a sub-district unit. So I think I normally cooperate, like working with the people from sub-district level a lot. So if I think that if I got all the my study or the documents, so I can discuss with them that okay, what happened here, what do we have to do, and what is our plan to give the control measure to eliminate the disease. So this is the first main reason, and the second one would be because honestly, I would say that for the individual data, I think the data from individual one, I don't have a certain amount of that because some dogs they don't. I would say that I don't have like the complete data to work on. So that's why I choose to work on the ecological study instead of the individual one. ครับ
Can I add into this question? What is your again? I try to follow you about the when you think about case at the sub-district level. You mean a district that has been reporting at least one dog?
Right. Right. Like I will say that like just only one positive cases of each sub-district represent for the whole sub-district. Right.
Okay. But again, I understand. But for the real ecological study, normally they use it for. I'm not change your mind. But for example, if an outbreak happened with a sub-district here, and then the disease spread among the sub-district, and the infected dog may move to other sub-district around. Meaning that the variable you said you showed before, like number of hospital, those things, it's not related to the spread of the disease. The variable that depend on the you know what I try to say, because again the disease can spread.
Right. You will say that maybe another social factor would be like a dogs movement between each sub-district or between one area to another area. Is that right?
Right. Because we go with the general ecological study, it's like when you go with the where you live, and then you compare between the factor that where you live in terms of, like, for example, the pollutions, and then you use your own health issue related to your environment, your the general information where you live, right? But for the rabies, again, those factor, number of hospital, market, or whatever, may
Right.
not. I mean, those factor may relate or may not relate, but
Right.
the other factor that may be more important, which is the outbreak area, which is close to the source of the disease. Again, I mean, when you play with the data, you may need to classify your factor. For example, history of the rabies case, that's direct factor. That should be the
Right.
more important factor. For other variable, you may need to think about how to not try to, again, you need to rank, include or exclude some variable that may related to the case or not. You know what I try to say?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, can you go back to the factor, the variable?
The social factor. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so dog population, history of rabies, those are main variable that related to the disease. But again, number of hospital, number of school, that is the real ecological information because
Right.
it's the
group.
It's group information. It's the nature of the area there. But again, because of the disease, it can spread among those variables. So maybe you can analyze differently two parts. The first part is just go with the conservational study, like the cross-sectional, and analyze with other, disease, other variable, and then you go with, another variable, which is maybe those kind of social factor.
Okay. Meaning to say that you're trying to say that I should categorize it into the group of the one that direct related to an outbreak, and the one is like a let's say non-direct, like indirect, in direct one and the indirect one. Is that right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Right, and
Okay.
another suggestion is if you would like to go with this variety of variable, have you learned about how to select the model selection, right?
Yes.
Did you learn?
Right. Do we study about the model
You
selection?
learn already, right? Backward selection, forward selection, stepwise selections. So use that one before you conclude your variable into your model.
ครับ
Okay. You may need to use the right factor and put it together in the multiple variable analysis rather than put everything in the model without find the best model. Because again, with the ecological study, you have very variety of variable. That may be shorter one. Okay. Another suggestion when you put in the, I'm not sure when you maybe second objective or something, when you put the costings again, for
The
this,
objectives.
yeah.
Okay. Right here.
Yeah. The related factor causing. Again, as you may learn, when we say something cause something, it's not from the epidemiological study, observational study, or any study. The causation effects. You need to do epidemiological study, maybe laboratory study, use many different kind of population, different area, different country, and those variety things, and then you say that okay, this thing cause this thing, but only one single study, and which is EP study. Maybe you need to change it like associating, some that too strong, because
Okay.
again we cannot say you have many hospital in the sub-district cause rabies. You
Okay.
cannot say that it just associate. This is for everyone as well. What we are learning here is association or relation. Is EP study cannot say it's cause anything.
Okay. So I should have to be aware of the word that you're saying. Okay.
But thank you for putting this because you need to be aware for everyone in the future when you would like to do something.
Okay.
You cannot put prove causation effect using only EP study.
Right. Right.
For the social factor that improve the vaccination history, do you mean the vaccination coverage?
That's okay. I'm going to go to that slide. Oh, sorry, it's not here. Okay, this slide, the vaccination history. I would say yes, like the coverage of the vaccination, but it's in the past, not at a, because we talk about history, so it will be the past, right? So the coverage, like the percentage of the vaccine that they did on each sub-district, because I have a raw data from เทศบาล or municipality, not เทศบาล like aอบต like a sub-district organization, like an administrative organization, right?
So your answer, you say percentage, does mean coverage as compared to one coverage.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Again, what is the numerator and denominator by sub-district for the vaccine coverage?
The nominator would be the vaccinated dogs, and the denominator will be the dogs population in that sub-district. ครับ
But again, it is not your problem. It's Thailand problem about the dog population. Actually, when you it depends on each sub-district officer how they estimate the number. Someone may, if they lazy, they just imagine it.
I understand your
someone
point.
go to
Yeah.
the field to count. So again, if you can use the information because that's the best you have. But maybe you can put in your limitation that is, some data may not
Like not up to
accurate
date.
enough, so on. And then, I also see border area, that's also another factor. For example, if your sub-district or your district are close to district A, which is have a rabies outbreak at your border, again, it's about the rabies, the history of rabies, which may not be in your sub-district, but in your neighboring district. You know what I mean? So again, you may need to figure out that information as well because again, the disease comes from something, some dog movement.
Okay. Thank you.
So actually, the border area here, you mean the neighboring country,
Neighboring district.
or neighboring sub-district,
Neighboring sub-district. Right.
neighboring district.
Ne-
Because
ne-
your unit is the
Sub-district.
Sub-district,
Right.
right? So border area here is the neighboring district.
Yeah, but the smaller than that is sub-district, like it's like a sub-district that close to another country.
So because when you say border area, it means that
Any like
your
could be
sub-district has in this variable, let's say for the variable of border area,
right.
for this factor, you will categorize as the sub-district that having the border area with other district or
with other like with other country with Cambodia.
So with neighboring country.
Right, with a neighboring country.
Yeah, so that is another point, right? But for the point of time, it's about the border with
Another district.
other district.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Oh,
also
right.
border with the area or the sub-district which have rabies history. So with this kind of border area, you can have so many variables. It depends on the criteria that what are you going
To use.
or
Okay.
what are you going to see.
So you have to make sure.
Border with neighboring country
Mhm.
or border with other district or even border with his rabies history sub
Like a,
district.
his, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. ครับ
Maybe last question. I understand that people in the Zoom would like to ask you as well, but
ครับ
again, before you go to the model selections, you may need to provide some the logical background of each variable. For example, I'm not social scientist, but again, the human population is lead to everything. Human population lead to number of household, number of school, number of hospital, right? Number of temple as well. So again, those variables may be duplicate each other, correlate to each other, very strong correlation. So again, you need to really justify and provide a good reason why you include that variable. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, there is one question from Dr. Paisin in Zoom นะคะ Dr. Paisin, how would you like to ask by yourself?
Where is that? Can I see the chat? Oh, okay. It's right here. Maybe it's
Okay,
right here.
thank you very much. I think this is a very good challenge that you try to analyze these kinds of ecological study that I'm very interested in. And also you mentioned about some factors you are missing, like the landfill and other things.
Right.
Because if you think about the maintenance of the rabies in dog population, you may think about what contribute to their existence in their area, such as they would like to have food and shelter for their hiding, for their daily life. You could think about something like that. And when you choosing the political boundary as your unit of your subject, it may have some concern, some limitation for your analysis. You know what? Because the disease, they don't acknowledge the political boundary, you know, and also the dog. So I would like to emphasize you to think about that, but don't try to discourage you to don't do this thing. Another thing is because of the political boundary, so that limit your results. You will see after your analysis, and so you may try to think about other techniques to do your analysis, such as some special techniques like a surface analysis. So human population, number of household, number of school. You can if you have the location or coordinate of those things, you can try to do the kernel density, and you can use the overlay techniques to try to do the analysis. And if those factors, multiple factors overlay together close by or something like that, so it might relate to the number of the outbreak. So you can do something like that. That's my suggestion that you can think about.
What is that analysis again? Could you please repeat it? Because I can't catch the word.
Which one?
You say something about the name of the analysis because
Well, it's just a simple spatial technique, such as the overlay technique, but you have to try to disclose, for example, the number of school or temples. If you think of school can provide food for dogs and temple can be a hiding place for dogs, and you can have some the area of those place, and you can try to dissolve them into the two dimension and see, okay, if this area is, let's say, if this 1 square kilometers have 10 temples and 20 schools, and those in the next one have only lower numbers of those, and you overlay with other layers, and you can see, okay, if those areas have higher value and it might relate to the number of outbreak or the location of the outbreak. So you can see the correlation between them closely better than you use the political boundaries.
Okay.
So the first analysis, consistency, and overlay technique.
Right. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you for comment and the presentation.
ขอบคุณนะครับ